fine. Just recovering from having Alf Burkitt paint the house. She's on her way. Oh, she's disappointed not to have good news for you, Anton, but we're keeping calm. Hurry up, Tricia. His call's cost him at least $10 already.
Can't hurry up.
She's been resting. It takes her a while to get mobile. Oh no, the doctor's very happy with her. Yes, well that's what we thought with the baby being late. But he softened the way with her first. Oh, here she is. God bless, Anton.
Hello? Fine, how are you? Hey, that's real good since last week. Will you? It says the building work's finished and the machinery's in and working. How much? Oh, that's some payroll. No, I'm okay. He says, do I need any more money? Mum says no, but send some anyway for luck. Well, of course I'm going to have him in hospital. Why not? It's free over here. Anyway, it will be if your son can wait to be born till after the weekend. Of course he's a boy. Kicks like crazy. Anyway, girls are more punctual. Oh, me? When have I ever? Yeah. I'll be thinking of you too. Well, we'll both be home soon. I mean, gee, Anton, will all three of us be home together?
It's a neat little headstone they've made, isn't it?
It's the best I could afford. I used what was left in the biscuit tin to pay for her funeral. But she was a neat little lady. Perhaps it suits her.
What biscuit tin?
Well, she made me swear never to tell. It doesn't matter now. She kept her money in a biscuit tin under the bed. Poor auntie. She didn't have much of a life. Looking after my grandparents till they died. Then muddling through her war work at the food office, between spells in hospital. Not to mention having to open her home to me. That was about it, really. Her life. She never had any fun.
Have you settled Dr. Percival's bill yet?
He tore it up.
Tore it up? So all that worry's over with?
Well, I showed him the biscuit tin, and he asked if she'd been in a friendly society or taken out a policy. And no, she hadn't. So I said, could I pay a bit off monthly out of my salary? And he said, no need for that. Took the bill off the table and tore it up.
A lovely thing to do. How much was it?
£56.
56?
I know. He said I paid out enough already for her pills and injections. And even then, they weren't the best available. He hadn't dared prescribe more expensive ones, realizing we hadn't the money to buy them. Poor auntie. She was in really bad pain some days, I could tell.
At least that'll change from next week when people get their medicines free.
That's another thing Dr. Percival said when he was throwing the torn-up bits of bill in the waste paper basket. From now on, good medical treatment won't be a matter of whether or not we can afford it. I've never seen a man so cheerful at doing himself out of 56 quid. Everybody will be properly cared for from the cradle to the grave, so we're told.
Let's hope they manage to have a bit of fun in between too, eh?
Yes. Thanks for doing that.
July the 3rd, 1948. In a few days from now, Britain will move closer to the promised welfare state. Prescriptions can be obtained without charge from a National Health Service chemist, and patients can attend a surgery or summon a doctor without having a bill to pay. Hospital beds, operations and nursing care will cost the patients nothing. Revenue from taxes will be used to help those in need, just as the new national insurance contributions will entitle us to welfare payments. An Aaron Bevan's scheme offers 14 different kinds of benefit. Meanwhile, the Russians continue the war of nerves against Britain and America over the future of Germany. Apart from narrow air corridors, the blockade of Berlin is complete, and this weekend the RAF begins airlifting vital supplies to the city. Aeroplanes, once dreaded by German civilians, are now welcomed as they land in relays round the clock with loads of coal and flour and other essentials. Clearly, our social welfare at home depends on maintaining peace in Europe.
I see. Chances are, if you're not a PAL patient, you'll have to sign up. I know a lot of people weren't covered, and it sounds to me as if you're one of them. So what I suggest is you go to the National Insurance Office. It's on the ground floor, William Hughes House in the Market Square. Know it? And you fill your form in. That's all. Dead easy. And they'll tell you how to claim if ever you need sickness or unemployment benefit. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It'll need doing again.
But they'll see us from next door.
I don't care. Alf Burkett should have made a proper job of it in the first place. Jimmy and I could do better.
Shall we pretend we wanted a different colour?
I'm pretending nothing. He's a poor workman, is Alf. It's all right while he was with Bond and Oakroyd. They kept an eye on him. See, the firm's reputation didn't suffer.
But they had a 6 months waiting list.
Aye, so Alf sets up on his own and isn't good enough. Full employment, that's the trouble. Some folk don't bother to give satisfaction. Have you seen Nellie Weaver's front? Alf must have thinned the paint so much it was no better than coloured turps. And the minute we have a bit of hot sunshine, it all comes out in blisters.
Mom! Dad! Arthur? It's all right, love. Take it easy. There's no cause for panic.
Steady on. I was just going to ask, should I lay the table?
What's this? Is the baby on his way?
Calm down, Arthur. She's hungry again, that's all.
What do you mean, calm down? I'm perfectly calm. Don't know what you're on about.
Thanks, Avril. Can get on with this now.
Tricia? What? I've been wondering. Do you think I should marry Lawrence?
Hey, has he asked you?
Heavens, no. It's just obvious now that his auntie's gone. We'd be luckier than most couples. He's got the flat to live in, but it needs looking after. He can't cook. He lives on potted meat butties.
You can't cook either.
I could learn.
Oh, it's hardly a reason to marry somebody, to save them from potted meat butties.
No. I must admit, I do feel a bit broody, knitting all these baby clothes.
Oh, forget it, love. Mum and Dad said none of us could marry till we were 21. You're not yet.
I know. Working in boots is nice, but it won't suit me forever. I don't know what else to do with myself.
Well, why not train for a different job? I mean, your schooling was all mucked up by the war. Why not be a teacher like Mum? Oh, there's hundreds of new schools and thousands of new teachers needed to cope with the bulge.
What bulge?
This sort of bulge. The booming birth rates. All those lucky children being born into a welfare state with an extra year at school. Well, somebody's got to teach them.
I couldn't. I've never passed an exam in my life.
Well, I passed my SRN and you're no dimmer than I was. It's worth thinking about.
No thanks. I'm not as broody as all that.
Hello. Is Avril ready for church?
Ready? They all set off half an hour since. You'll be late.
Oh, gremlins have been at it. I'll have to buy a new one.
There, the bell's stopped. It's 11 o'clock. Are you going to creep in late?
No. Everybody stares.
Oh, I've made a pot of tea for Tricia, but she's dozed off. You may as well help me drink it. I'll be all right. Mind your own business. I've taken an aspirin.
If your headaches are getting worse, there's no point trying to carry on regardless. Oh, Auntie was just as obstinate as you. I want to find out what's causing them.
I don't. I'd rather not know.
Mrs. Hodgkins, what a stupid way to talk.
I beg your pardon. Just you remember your manners. We're having bacon roly-poly for dinner. Are you stopping?
Please. Can I do anything to help?
No, thank you.
Yes, a good idea.
What is?
Fetch me that recipe book off there, that big black one. Right, now get yourself a pencil and paper. There's pencils in that pot over there. Paper in the bottom drawer of the dresser. You can make a meal for yourself while I do ours.
Me?
Yes, Tricia thinks someone ought to teach you how to cook yourself a proper meal. I don't know what's put it into her head, but if we reduce the quantities, you can do bacon roly-poly for one.
Gosh, I doubt it.
Yes, you can. Just write down what to say. We'll quarter everything. You'll need 2.5 ounces of bacon and a very small onion, minced. Did your auntie have a mincer?
Oh, that gadget you fix on the draining board and wind a handle and everything comes out like worms.
Yes. That, Lawrence, is a mincer. And you mince things in it. Preferably not your fingers, all right? And for the dough, you'll need 1.5 ounces of self-raising flour and 2 ounces of shredded suet.
No, that can't be right.
Oh, surely not.
3/4 of an ounce.
Oh, silly me. I thought that figure was an 8.
It's a 3.
I know it's a 3.
Oh, Mrs. Hodgkins, how long is it since you had your eyes tested?
You may change your mind about joining the RAF.
I won't. Well, what should I say then about what I'm going to do in the 3rd farm?
Well, you know we want you to go to university. But it's up to you, love. You decide.
I'm going.
You'll be pegging out nappy soon, eh?
Hello.
Still no baby?
Not yet.
We had no feather bedding, you and me. All this maternity benefiting and family allowancing didn't do us no good, did it? We had to do without.
I'm not complaining.
Alf can't be bothered to join. Well, it's not worth it. They're going to stop money out of Eileen's wages as it is, and that's bad enough.
What isn't Alf joining?
Oh, the welfare state.
But he's got to. He lives in it. Everyone must.
Oh, no. Once he's got his name down, he's had it. 6 shillings and 2pence every week just to stamp his card. And for what?
Well, towards your old age pension and medical treatment.
Oh, we're never poorly.
You might be.
Well, what if we are? It's supposed to be free. The government pays.
So where does the government find the money, if not from your Alf?
Why pick on my Alf?
He's not being picked on, Mrs. Burkett. Everyone has to pay contributions. Bosses, lords and ladies, footballers, film stars, all in it together whether we need benefits or not. It's a very fair system.
Well, I don't see what's fair about paying other folks' bills for them.
Well, if your Alf doesn't register by the weekend, he'll risk a whacking great fine. So don't say you haven't been warned.
Fine? How much?
£10 per head per day.
Ooh, they've got a nerve.
Well, I think it's a bit of a cheek to hang back and cost the state £500,000 a week in unpaid contributions. So if you take my advice, you'll join in and be grateful.
Hello, Lawrence. I can't stay long. We're rushed off our feet. I'll hardly have time for my dinner.
What have you got?
Cream cheese, do you want some?
Swap you for half a pie.
If you insist. Did you make it?
Last night. I've never used the oven before.
Oh, well done.
That's the trouble. It isn't.
Well tried then. I think you're supposed to get the oven really hot first.
Why are you so busy at work?
Why do you think? All those free prescriptions coming in. People must have been saving up their ailments for the first 3 days. The doctors have run out of official forms. Having to use the backs of envelopes and all kinds of scrap to write on. Mr. Sykes and Miss Greenford have hardly had time to draw breath all day for filling bottles. And I'm not qualified to help them. I bet it'll be all rush again this afternoon. I wish I was serving on another counter.
You always grumble when it's quiet.
True, but it's just so maddening not being able to put on a white overall and lend a hand. I feel sure I could follow what all those squiggles mean, even if doctors do have the worst handwriting in the world. Lawrence, potatoes raw.
I know. I've a lot to learn.
At least I'm allowed to sell indigestion tablets without being qualified.
Where's Tricia?
She was in the back garden.
Well, she isn't now. She's not lying down in the front room either.
On the landing. Just been washing her face.
Oh. And where are you off to?
I'm meeting Lawrence after his night school class.
Mind the wet face, Edward.
What are you going out for?
Cricket practice with Sammy Green and Alfie. I've done my homework.
Oh, all right then. I'd just like to know where you all are.
I'll help with the painting tomorrow, Dad.
Fair enough. It'll be all work from now on.
What do you mean?
He's decided to try sticking it out at school till the bitter end. Latin and Greek. Ha!
Oh, love, I am glad.
Oh, get off. Hang on, Avril, I'm coming.
Here, I say, I've got to use your phone.
Why? What's the matter with yours?
Oh, well, we forgot to pay the bill. It's been cut off. You want to be careful, Mr. Hodgkins. My elf's just fallen off a ladder. I think his leg's broke.
Oh, dear.
Can I help at all?
Oh, no, I've got that Dr. Percival's number. He'll have to be sent for.
Well, this is it then. He's on his way.
Oh, he can't be. I've not sent for him yet.
What are you doing all dressed up?
I'm going to the bus stop, aren't I? To the hospital?
What, now?
Yep.
Arthur!
Oh, it's all right. Don't panic.
No, you'll have to have a taxi or an ambulance.
Honestly, Mum, there's no hurry. I've helped deliver dozens of babies, and this one's still got a couple of hours' work to do.
You were not going on a bus. Arthur! Will you get that woman off our phone?
I'm fine.
We'll come with you to the bus stop.
There's one due in 5 minutes. Can you run?
No!
Do you want to lift in the sidecar?
You got some petrol?
Yes.
Smashing.
Oh, no, you'll never fit in.
Oh, I will, Dad.
I don't like it. We should have arranged for a midwife, kept you at home. Hadn't we better? It's not too late, is it, Mabel?
I give up.
The doctor's on his way. Ever so willing at this time of an evening, just the same as if we were going to pay. Isn't it wonderful?
Aye, I reckon it's wonderful.
Oh, well, now. All the best, love. Well, I must get back to my Alf. Here, it's not 6 weeks since he'd done your job. What are you doing it again for?
Oh, we got bored, you see.
Nothing much happens at our house.
Listen, you. Stop being so bossy. Another hour or so and we'll be having a look at each other. I'll tell you what. We'll be as well looked after in here, the pair of us, as in the most expensive nursing home in Bradley.
£7 4 ounces? Oh, don't be daft, Jimmy. They're always bald and red and wrinkled. You remember what Edward was like? Oh, we're fine. We all smell of turps. We've been cleaning paint off Lawrence. What? No, I don't know what time it is in America.
Oh, Anton won't mind being disturbed.
Yes, we'll see you tomorrow. I mean, we'll see them tomorrow. Bye. Well, there's a new member of this family. His name's Gary Podemsky. Anyway, £7 4 ounces. And he's just as handsome as the rest of us, no matter what our Jimmy says. And I'm so proud and happy I could burst. All Edward's swim ration. I don't know what came over him.
It's with being an uncle.
Go on about Mrs. Burkitt, Mum.
Oh, well, she's quite charmed with the welfare state now. Quite charmed. Her Alf will be getting national assistance for weeks and he hasn't contributed anything yet.
Well, let's hope he's not so charmed that he breaks the other leg when this one's mended.
Oh, and I got a note from Dr. Percival to see if I need new glasses.
You've been having trouble with your eyes, Mum. You never said.
Too much to think about besides. Oh, and here he is. Can I take him? Oh, well then. Oh, what a shame.